Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Quasi Brookins. I am Vice Provost for University Outreach and Engagement, as well as a Professor of Ecological Community Psychology here at MSU. Welcome to the 2025 Michigan State University Outreach and Engagement Award Ceremony. I'm loving the crowd. So when I walked in, Dane, one of our ubiquitous photographers, says, this is one of the events that he loves most because there's always a different group of people, right? So we celebrate outreach and engagement, engaged scholarship, and people who are living out the land grant mission and the engagement mission. And the fact that it's always a little different tells you a lot about who we are as a university and our mission and how we fulfill that mission. This is a celebratory day for us because it gives us an opportunity to recognize outstanding partners and meaningful collaborations. We gather to honor some of the most impactful, innovative, and truly inspiring work happening in partnerships among faculty, staff, students, communities, organizations, agencies, businesses, schools, and the public. At Michigan State University, we have embraced an approach to engagement that arises directly from our commitment to public access, our land grant traditions, and our responsibilities as an institution of higher learning that would not exist without the communities, both far and near, that we are a part of. I acknowledge that Michigan State University was one of the first land grant institutions established under the Morrill Act of 1862. A fundamental part of MSU's history is that the university was established on the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe people, the Three Fires Confederacy of Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi peoples. In particular, the university resides on land ceded in the 1819 Treaty of Saginaw. As an institution, and especially as partners with the larger community, we must be mindful of the historical cost of this legacy to our institution and the costs borne by the Native American and indigenous communities with which we are forever connected. Thus, built into our public mission is a responsibility to ensure that the university's research, knowledge, educational experiences, and other resources are integrated with the needs of the larger community. So we are both proud of the mission and accomplishments of our institution in working with the people of Michigan and invested in expanding our understanding of what it means to have a history that contributed to the disenfranchisement of the original occupants of the land. And in the spirit of the very important work we are here to celebrate and share, I also acknowledge the communities who have been subjected to enslavement, colonization, false borders, unequal and inequitable conditions of living, and forced to justify their existence constantly, and despite this, continue to emerge to positively transform the world each time it embraces what it claims to be. The peoples whose ancestors escaped from other worlds in an imperfect and much too often violent quest to create communities where opportunities could flourish and health and wealth and wellness could be realized. To all here who see themselves connected to these human communities, I say, Sawubona. I see you and we see you. Engaged research, engaged creative activities, engaged teaching, and engaged service are driven by community-identified questions and needs. These partnerships are expected to be reciprocal, benefiting all partners, building on communities' assets, and requiring co-development and ongoing collaboration to be successful and meaningful. Many of us understand how rewarding it is to work with researchers, staff, students, and external partners who want to find solutions to the world's challenges. So today we welcome you And thank you for joining us in paying tribute to faculty members, academic staff, students, and the wider community whose outstanding efforts to integrate university knowledge with community knowledge impacts us all. I encourage you to read the descriptions of their work on the University Outreach and Engagement website or in the awards ceremony program booklet. I think you'll agree that these individuals and partnerships are exceptional in their scholarship and their contributions toward making the world a little better. I'm going to go off script just slightly a bit before I welcome our esteemed guests, President Guskowitz and Interim Provost Yaichko. I have been particularly appreciative of the President's commitment to being Michigan's state university. It is embedded within our mission as University Outreach and Engagement, and you will get a very real appreciation of that from all of the awardees and the great work that is going on. I'm also very much appreciative of Provost Yaichko's commitment to the role of University Outreach and Engagement in the broader academic and research mission of the university. We were at a kickoff today for what's called the Lansing Cohort Program over at the People's House, otherwise known as the Cole's House. And it struck me that, there was a diversity of people, a diversity of people who were working in different sectors of the community that were in the room, interacting with each other and committing to a very real initiative that has a powerful chance to have a positive and transformative impact locally. Government, schools, businesses, nonprofits, as well as communities. The President has also initiated a Green and White Council focused on how do you raise the economic and community development across the state. And our anchor institution responsibility as a primary institution locally in partnership with other universities, how do we influence the community and economic development of the area as a whole, and how do we do that in partnership, right? I am excited by for the near, the immediate, intermediate, as well as the far future, right? Because of all of the energy, the vision, and the leadership that we have that is focused on how we really make a public impact that is transformative. And from where I stand, it is different from anything that I have seen up to this point in time. That collective vision and that mindset can really, really transform our communities in ways we all want to see happen. At this time, I want to welcome President Guskowitz to the stage to provide a few remarks.
Thank you, Vice Provost Brookings, and it's the season of celebration, as I like to say, and it's also a great day to be a Spartan, as we are here to celebrate incredible honorees today. They represent an impressive span of student, faculty, and staff activities across disciplines and different geographies, from impressive dedication to community volunteer service to research partnerships, making a difference for human and environmental health across Michigan and beyond. So we are excited to be here today to celebrate you, and also to have some of our regional partners out among the 83 counties that we serve here in Michigan with us today. Michigan State's mission forms a continuous thread of local engagement for close to 170 years. You know that we celebrated our 170th birthday on February the 12th, and it wasn't long after our founding that we realized the importance of a proudly public land-grant university, that we were going to go out and serve the counties across the state beyond the East Lansing and Greater Lansing area. creating and disseminating useful, cutting-edge knowledge, elevating individuals, communities, and society. It's part of what we do as that premier land grant, or as I like to say, and Kwesi's already said, as Michigan's state university. We are America's premier land grant university, and our outreach and engagement is a defining characteristic of that. It offers unique reciprocal benefits, respecting and leveraging local knowledge while encouraging diversity of thought, something that's very important in today's society. Outreach and engagement builds long-term relationships and helps us understand the complexity of issues and how we can best partner with communities to multiply impact, as we like to say. On our inaugural Spartan bus tour this past October, we saw many examples of community-engaged scholarship and service. We touched down in 15 communities, towns and communities that our students call home, communities where our faculty, staff, and students have made an impact through their research and scholarship. It was a 3-day trip. We traveled 734 miles, to be exact, and with 60 of our world-class faculty and 12 to 15 of our leaders, some of our deans and senior executives at the university. Again, meeting Spartans and partners in places that our students call home. We saw an incredible research experiment in Ludington, where we saw the important work that's being done around coastal erosion. We went south from Ludington down to Rockford and saw the work that researchers are conducting to remove PFAS from the waters that run through that part of the state. We spent time with fruit growers and other farmers, seeing the importance of agriculture here across the state and the way in which agriculture intersects with our College of Human Medicine and osteopathic medicine and nutrition, and the work that's being done in Flint through our College of Public Health. So, and I could go on and on and on, but it was inspiring for me. I think at that point I was maybe in month 6 or 7, and now I'm in month 13, and it's been an incredible first 13 months. But this May, we're planning a 2-day Detroit Spartan bus tour to Detroit. And then in the fall, we're going to be in the Upper Peninsula and in northern Michigan. And we're so proud of our culture of engagement, and so many talented Michigan State University scholars are demonstrating what a land grant university should look like in the 21st century. We have the opportunity to embrace the rich traditions that exist here for nearly, well, not nearly now, for 170 plus years, but also to be bold and think about how we can become a more contemporary looking and thinking university that can really truly define what it means to be a leading global public research university. The work we do across 83 counties is part of what makes us Michigan's state university. With today's social and political headwinds confronting higher education, it's more important now than ever that we celebrate Spartans and their great work in these communities, and we can show the impact of that work. There's a lot coming out of DC, as you know, and I saw Rebecca DeVote here earlier. I don't know where she's, right here. She has her assistant with her. Hello. And Rebecca and her team, I think I used to say like every other day we were getting an update. I think it's now every other hour we're getting an update from Rebecca and her team. But I'm proud of the way in which we are talking about the impact that Michigan State University has, not just locally here in the greater Lansing area or in Michigan, but across the nation and across the globe, and we have to continue to tell those stories. And so I'm pleased that one of our honorees is a science communicator. All of us need to tell our stories and demonstrate our value to society by showing the difference that we make. Communication is a core competency. Scholars who can describe their work in the language or the terms in which the public can better understand it will help us provide the support, help garner the support that we need to those key stakeholders for their programs and for higher education in general. So we need you to continue telling us the stories. Many of the stories we had a chance to see out on that Spartan bus tour. We're going to see more of them this coming year on these 2 Spartan bus tours. But please continue to communicate back to us, and we can find ways to communicate that out. There will be a proliferation of that across Michigan and beyond, so that we can do more than just justifying our existence, because that's what, sadly, some are saying you have to justify your existence. I'm like, no, this is about talking about the way we are changing the world, the way in which we are solving the world's greatest challenges. And we have to do that together, and we can do that. It's also important that we regularly honor our engaged scholars and community partners as noteworthy examples of turning their expertise into action and impact. As a leader, I've always believed that whenever we're working together as colleagues or with our community partners, we work best when we're working as one team with common goals. And I encourage you to take a look at the MSU 2030 strategic plan. That helps. It's a great roadmap. We're in the process of evaluating it now. We knew that we would do this at about the midway point. This is about that midway point. And we're readjusting it a bit, reimagining how we might have an even greater impact as we evaluate the goals associated with that plan. So I'm proud to be on this one team as we work together to advance our mission. And so on behalf of MSU, I extend our thanks and congratulations to each of you for your exemplary work and commitment to the greater good. Thank you, and go green. Thanks.
Thank you, President Guskowitz. We appreciate you joining us today. Now I'd like to introduce Interim Provost of Michigan State University, Thomas Jajsko, to offer a welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Brookings, and thank you for your leadership of our Office of University Outreach and Engagement here at MSU. To everyone joining us to recognize and celebrate this year's award recipients, thank you for being here. I'm honored to join all of today's recipients and for the award ceremony today, and in applauding the exceptional work of the faculty, staff, students, and community partners being recognized here today. As the nation's premier land-grant institution, community outreach and engagement are central to MSU's mission and core values. Spartans have continued to serve with and learn from members of our communities, both near and far, to address societal challenges and to transform lives. The partnerships we're honoring here today are excellent examples of the highly engaged and impactful work of MSU's scholars. We take exceptional pride in this work. This work can take many different forms, including service, creative activity, training, and research. And while our awardees represent diverse fields of study, they share a common mission to learn from and work alongside community partners to address pressing needs. It also gives me great hope and optimism about the future to see our undergraduate and graduate students honored for their community-engaged service and scholarship. To the award recipients being honored today and your community partners, together you have made impactful contributions in so many communities. Each of you are richly deserving of recognition and praise and of the awards you receive today. So again, on behalf of Michigan State University, I extend our collective thanks and congratulations to each of you for your exemplary work and commitment to the greater good. Thank you.
I'm getting there. I want to thank both Provost Jaczko and President Guskowitz for spending time with us this evening to honor the exemplary engaged scholarship taking place on campus and beyond. Before we begin the presentation of awards, I'd like to quickly address one housekeeping item. When recipients come to the stage to accept their awards, please pause briefly before you leave the stage, as we have a photographer here to document these moments. And just so you'll know, we'll be on this side of the podium, so the podium is not in the way. But don't worry, I'll direct you if you forget. We begin our awards program today by hearing about and from students who have demonstrated a tremendous commitment to community engagement. They've each volunteered hundreds of hours of their time and represent MSU students who have collectively committed thousands of hours to communities. Please join me in welcoming Alan Shaw, Interim Co-Lead, Division of Student Affairs, Assistant Vice President for Student Development and Leadership, and Dean of Students.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks. Wow. Thanks for being here. And to the families, parents, and guardians, thank you for sharing your Spartan with us. We have the most incredible students, and you've played a large part in that. And we want to thank you for sharing them with us for 4, 5, 6, 35 years. But with that, thank you for that. With our partners, we also appreciate you teaching and working and facilitating opportunities for our students as they are working alongside with you, making discoveries and great changes. So thank you for that as well. On behalf of the Division of Student Life and Engagement, which is made up of the Division of Student Affairs as well as the Division of Residential and Hospitality Services, we want to also welcome you here. I'm also so excited for the Student Spartan Volunteer Awards because of the great work that they have done over the past year and that they do every year. As you see in the brochure, you see several years of work that is changing the world, the proof of the land grant mission at work every day. So we truly, truly are amazed at the work that they do. I'm also super impressed with one of the units that is going to be here today. It's the #1 program in the country, the Center for Community Engaged Learning, who is part of both Student Life and Engagement as well as University Outreach and Engagement. I got it. So with that, we are very fortunate to be able to co-facilitate the work that they do. And with that, I get to welcome Renee Miller-Zentek to the stage, who is the director, the executive director, who has led them to that position over the last several years. So thank you all for being here. And Renee, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Shaw. On behalf of the Center for Community Engaged Learning, welcome, everyone. This is, as Dr. Brookins mentioned, a favorite time of year for many of us. Recognizing outstanding colleagues and their partners for their meaningful and impactful efforts is definitely something to celebrate. And I'm grateful to be celebrating with you all tonight. As Dr. Shaw said, my name is Renee Miller-Zentek. I use the she, her pronoun series. I'm the executive director of the Center for Community Engaged Learning and the co-director for MSU Vote Campus and Community Initiative. For the past decade, our center, in partnership with the Office of the President, has sponsored this important student award, the Spartan Volunteer Service Award. Over 1,000 students have received this award over the last decade, demonstrating MSU students' commitment to communities and their commitment to service. The recipients, as you are about to find out, are both impressive and inspiring. Community engagement has kind of its own life cycle, and recognizing and thanking those who are involved is critical. While we're offering congratulations to all of the awardees this evening, I would ask that you also consider offering thanks. Dr. Shai did a good job of modeling that. So it's important with those who are involved in community engagement to thank them for the work that they do. We all benefit as a community from those efforts. So maybe tonight you can say congratulations and thank you. That would be amazing. This award actually was inspired by the U.S. President's Volunteer Service Award. Some of you may know of that award, which is a fine award. Unfortunately, though, it only recognized volunteers who are U.S. citizens. And so when this award was created in partnership with the President's Office, we really believed that creating an inclusive award to honor all student volunteers, regardless of citizenship, was a very important thing that we needed to do here at Michigan State University. The MSU you'll see it says Spartan Volunteer Service Award of Presidential Recognition, and that is significant that we have an award that is open and inclusive. I can't even imagine what our community would be like if we couldn't recognize all of the students that are involved in these activities. And with that, I'm delighted to introduce my colleague, Casey Keaton. He is the Assistant Director for Student Volunteer Programs within the center. Casey and I did work with the President's Office to create this award, and Casey has managed its growth and success since its inception. So Casey, I invite you to the stage for your remarks and further introductions. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. In our center, I and my colleagues, some are here tonight, get the privilege to work with these students, thousands of these students every day, and just to see their growth working with community and with our community partners this is always a favorite time of year for me to be able to recognize those students. I am inspired by these students every day to be able to see the growth and the potential they have and the investment they're making in our community. As Renee noted, the Spartan Volunteer Service Award recognized students that invest 100 more hours in community service during an academic year. Our recipients for the 2023 and 2024 blew it out of the water. So the 3 recipients we are recognizing tonight committed over 1,000 hours of service in 1 year. And it was a little bit more than 1,000 actually. So I think that deserves a round of applause for us. I promised I'd be brief, so I'm really brief tonight. But I just want to say thank you to the students, your commitment. I tell the students every day, thank you for your commitment to community, trying to get them to understand the good things that happen in communities, the bad things that happen in communities, and how we can work together to make more good things and take away those bad things. So the students are really receptive to that. And like I said again, this is one of my most rewarding events to come to because we get to recognize our students. The students that are the top 3 recipients this year, they include Elijah Cole, he's from the College of Lyman Briggs, and Amanda Croft DeHagen, the College of Human Medicine, and Samaya Imad from the College of Social Science. Unfortunately, Elijah couldn't be here tonight, but we will send his congratulations and get him a certificate as well. So without further ado, I'd like to have Samaya and Amanda come join us on the stage and get their certificates. I'm now pleased to introduce Amanda Croft DeHagen, an outstanding representative of all the Spartan Volunteer Award recipients, to say a few words.
I can fit everything up here, sorry. Hello,
My name is Amanda Croft-Hagen, and I'm a fourth-year medical student at MSU's College of Human Medicine. I would like to start by thanking the University Outreach and Engagement for this award and for the opportunity to speak in front of all of you today. I was asked to talk about my volunteer experience and explain what the Spartan Volunteer Service Award means to me. I've spent the last 3 years volunteering with the YWCA of West Central Michigan. This is a local branch of the national organization located in Grand Rapids. The mission of the YWCA is to eliminate racism, empower women and girls, and promote peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. Specifically, I volunteer with the Nurse Examiner Program. This is a clinic that provides medical forensic exams, commonly referred to as rape kits, to the survivors of sexual assault and intimate partner violence. I am a survivor advocate, meaning I take 12-hour call shifts, and if someone requires an exam, day or night, I go to the YWCA and I support the survivor through their intake, their interview, and their exam. Afterwards, I work with the sexual assault nurse examiner to go over safety planning and provide community resources. I have grown so much from this experience. I have refined communication skills that I learned in the classroom and in simulation lab. I learned how to care for people in a crisis. I was able to recognize deficits in sexual assault encounter training in my own medical school curriculum and partner with faculty to research better training models and provide solutions. I have been inspired by the fearless nurses and social workers who have dedicated their entire careers to supporting and uplifting survivors. I have met some of the strongest women I have ever known and have had the privilege to be just a small part of their story. I am standing here because I've put a lot of time into the YWCA, but I cannot emphasize enough how, for me, that is not the most remarkable part of all of this. I am a medical student, and I have been given not only the time that I needed to volunteer and to get involved with my community, but I've been supported and encouraged to do so. That is a privilege that not all aspiring physicians are given. So while I'm being honored today for my time and dedication, I also need to thank my college for the opportunity. So what does the Spartan Volunteer Service Award mean to me? It's proof of Michigan State University's unwavering commitment to support their community. Thank you for this award, and go green.
Thank you, Casey and Amanda. And at this time, I also want to say congratulations and thanks to Samaya and Amanda. In recognition of their commitment to service, the Office of University Outreach and Engagement is donating $350 to a community organization of each student's choice. This year, the organizations are the Tim Tebow Foundation, the YWCA of West Central Michigan, and the Fledge. Please join me in congratulating all of the Spartan Volunteer Service Award recipients.
Thank you, Renee. And again, congratulations to the Student Volunteer Service Award recipients, but even more so when Dr. Shaw mentioned we have the #1 program in the country, we did not have an opportunity to clap. So please, give it up for that. That is not a small achievement. The Office of University Outreach and Engagement and the Graduate School collaborated to administer a recognition program aimed at honoring the work of graduate and graduate professional students who distinguish themselves through scholarly community engagement. It is my pleasure to introduce my brother, my friend, my colleague, Pero Dakbovi, Vice Provost for Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies and Dean of the Graduate School, who will present the Graduate Student Awards for Community Engagement Scholarship.
Thank you very much, Vice Provost Brookins. As President Guskowitz mentioned, community engaged scholarship and university outreach are foundational to the mission of Michigan State University. I would also add that it's part of the DNA, the historical identity of our great university. The character of Michigan State University is deeply shaped by its commitment to working with those outside of the MSU borders to address the concerns of the world around us. For this reason, it's particularly appropriate and gratifying to honor and promote the ways in which so many graduate students contribute to this type of work. Nominees for the Graduate Student Awards for Community Engagement Scholarship are expected to be master's or doctoral students who have collaborated with off-campus community partners in community-engaged research, creative activity, teaching, and/or service while enrolled in graduate study at Michigan State University. So please note that this type of work that these remarkable students are engaged in is on top of all of the other work that they're doing inside of the classroom and outside the classroom. Students may be nominated by faculty, administrators, community partners, or peers, and self-nominations are also welcome. Recipients receive a plaque to memorialize their accomplishment and a $750 stipend. This year, the award will be conferred upon 3 outstanding graduate students. It's my distinct pleasure to announce the recipients of the 2025 Graduate Student Awards for Community Engagement Scholarship. Jabin from the College of Communications, Arts and Sciences, Kara Haas from the College of Education, and Patricia Gilante from the College of Engineering. I'd like to welcome those 3 recipients to the stage and to offer some brief remarks in the order that their names were read about their accomplishments. Please join us and let's give them a round of applause.
Thank you so much, everyone. It's actually a stutterer's worst nightmare to give a public speech. So my name is, and while holding this, thank you so much, University Outreach and Engagement. My name is Jabin. As you guys can hear, I'm a person who stutters, and right now I'm a third-year doctoral student from the Department of Communicative Sciences and Disorders. And I want to start by sharing a moment with you guys. Last Wednesday, at our support meeting, a 49-year-old gentleman walked into our door for the first time. For the past 2 years, he was communicating with me online, mainly through text. It took him everything to show up at a stutter support meeting. After the meeting, he told me he felt this is his first time in his whole life he did not have to hide himself. That was my story. I was born and raised in China, and growing up, I think I did not have a voice. I thought I was broken because of the way I spoke. Luckily, because of my stuttering community, because of the people who are on my journey, helped me to reclaim my voice. It might be bumpy, but I get my point across. So today, I'm shaking with excitement, terror, and most importantly, the pride of my stuttered voice. This is why I do this work. This is why I came to Michigan State. This is not about speech. This is about belonging. This is about we create a space where people don't have to hide who they are. People were recognized for their authentic selves. I could not do this work, I could not share my voice with you guys if I did not get the support along my way. Thank you all for creating this space. I feel safe, I feel heard, I feel valued. And I feel I have the privilege to feel what I have learned and to share with a bigger community. 80 million people stutter worldwide. Thank you guys for listening to my stutter speech. I want to thank you everyone, especially my wonderful mentor, a stuttering specialist. He never views me as broken. He sees my stuttering as my superpower. His loving wife, I cannot live without her hugs and kisses. And my husband, Evan, I hated his name, so he refused to change his name. And my friends here today, my CSD department, and most important, my stuttering friends here today, and the most grateful people I want to say is my stuttering community for trusting me with their stories. We'll together create a world where we do not have the need to stay silent. Thank you, and go green. And stutter on. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kara Haas. That's a tough act to follow. That was beautiful. So I'm a fifth-year doctoral student in curriculum instruction and teacher education in the Department of Teacher Education, but I've been an employee at MSU for 16 years now. Many of you have been here those 16 years. No, it's not always been easy to be proud to be a Spartan over that time. But I've always found hope in the good people that are here and the good work that can be found if you look. It's exciting to be able to look and to see into some of those corners tonight. So thank you for this award. It's a great honor to be here. I have a lot of respect for the Office of University Outreach and Engagement and the folks that work there. I've learned a lot from you, and it's exciting to be here tonight. I've been an outdoor environmental educator for my whole career. My work is guided by the idea that all kids deserve access to nature. For many years, that meant creating public programs for people of all ages. But for about 10 years, I started working with teachers, and something clicked. Hi. I was challenged in new ways by the curiosity and interest that teachers had to explore new ways for teaching science. As our work evolved, I started to have questions without answers, which led me to start my doctoral studies here at MSU. In addition to kids having access to nature, I believe that as students, they deserve to learn science with and from passionate, knowledgeable, and engaged teachers. There are many oppressive systems and practices that keep students and teachers from attaining that ideal, so this is where my work sits, creating spaces for adult learning, for teacher learning that helps them create meaningful science learning experiences for their students. I have a lot of people to thank. I want to thank my science education doctoral classmates from SITE. They put this nomination together and reached out to my teacher partners for feedback about our work. It was lovely to hear many of my partner voices in that nomination. To the teachers and informal educators from the K-12 Partnership, the Teaching Science Outdoors Urban Partnership Program, and the Michigan Raptor Migration Teaching Network, thank you for jumping in, for co-creating joy-filled, meaningful learning experiences. Thank you for doing the hard work of taking those experiences into your teaching and changing the lives of so many youth. To my colleagues across the Kellogg Biological Station and the College of Education, thank you for keeping our work going and helping it make it richer through our collaboration. To my husband, we've co-taught together for a long time before we were married. So thanks for always supporting me. And to my children, Alex and Lillian, I'm proud to be your mom. I learn something from you every day. Thank you. and to my parents for always taking me for walks in the woods and trips to the beach. Thank you for the recognition of this work that brings me so much joy, and I hope to continue to thrive in this work and create spaces where we can learn to thrive together. Thank you. Thank you.
So good evening, everyone. My name is Patricia, and I'm a third-year PhD student in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. So I'm very honored to be here receiving this award today for a project that means so much to me. For the past 3 years, I've been part of a project in rural Alaska where we are trying to understand housing challenges there. And you might be asking, why Alaska? And so you have an idea, they pay about 6 times more for electricity than we pay here in the lower 48. And they also rely on expensive oil diesel for heating. So since the beginning of this project, we have been working with community partners there to fully understand their housing and energy efficiency needs in these communities. And this have been like a very meaningful project because we have hosted some workshops there, and also we have conducted over 100 energy audits in the homes. And we are also monitoring indoor air quality, which is a big challenge in these remote communities there. But this project, it's not only about research and data collection. When we are there, we were able to also learn about their culture, also join their subsistence activities such as fishing and berry picking. And we also had a chance to try the traditional foods that I will never imagine in my life that I'll be trying one day. It's like muktuk or seal or even moose. So which was, yeah, a great experience. The most rewarding part of this project is seeing the impact that we are making there. So what we do is, after we collect this data, we provide we compile the results, and we provide the homeowners and the community leaders with these results. So in energy audits and also indoor air quality. So they have our data, and they can apply for grants in order to make these changes happening in the homes in these remote communities. And this upcoming summer, we'll be implementing our first round of energy efficiency upgrades there, which is focused on air sealing and adding insulation, which is great, especially in these extreme cold climates like Alaska. While I'm honored to be receiving this award today, this work wouldn't be happen without the hands or the help of so many other hands. And this is community partners and leaders and tribal members, as well as several organizations, Michigan State University, undergraduate research assistant, graduate students that are part of this project with me, and the incredible guidance of our advisor, Dr. Kristen Chitting as well. So to finish up here, being part of this project is just one of the most meaningful things that happened in my life. These communities, they open their door for us, they share their stories and their needs, and knowing that we can help them improve their living conditions there is just something that makes me very proud and very happy, and something that I'll carry with me for life. So thank you so much.
Indeed, what a wonderful group of scholar practitioners to have amongst us this evening. For a third year, the Office of University Outreach and Engagement and the Graduate School has invited invitations for nominations to the Graduate Student Award for Science Communication and Outreach. President Guskowitz was mentioning the significance of communicating our science to the world. This award is conferred in recognition of the exemplary translation or communication of scholarly ideas, research findings, and advancements in all academic disciplines to the general public by a graduate student or graduate professional student. Nominees for this award are expected to conduct science, communication, and outreach activities while being enrolled in graduate study at Michigan State. Nominees must exemplify effective communication and outreach practices for addressing a significant public need for accurate information grounded in scholarship and generative of positive impacts for both the public and the graduate student. Students may be nominated by faculty administrators, community partners, members of the general public, or peers, and self-nominations are also welcome. The recipient receives a plaque to memorialize the accomplishment and a $750 stipend. It's my great pleasure to announce the recipient of the 2025 Graduate Student Award for Science Communication and Outreach. This year's recipient is Alyssa Saunders from the College of Natural Science. Please join me in welcoming Alyssa to the stage to speak a little bit about her accomplishments.
Thank you so much for everyone for being here. Receiving this award is truly a joy because science communication and outreach has become such a big part of my life here at MSU. I've always enjoyed interacting with the public about science, but in the past few years, I've been creating content for what some people may consider non-traditional outreach audiences. I am an organizer for a monthly talk series called Biology on Tap, which brings MSU researchers to bars and pubs in the greater Lansing area to talk about their work. I partnered with the Constellation Cat Cafe to do an event about animal behavior. I also go to pop culture conventions and talk about science in fictional media. And most recently, I make content for the crochet community by making patterns of model organisms so then they can go and make stuffed animals of them. Through all these efforts, my main goal is to bring science to people who may not otherwise engage with it and to make that science feel accessible and enjoyable to them. For many adults, their last experience with science may be something like a class that they found really difficult or a stressful doctor's appointment. And there's also this kind of widespread perception that there's a gap between scientists and the general public, and that science is something that's a mysterious discipline reserved for the most genius of geniuses, but really, science is all around us every day, because science is the study of the world as we know it. I want to make people aware of the ways that science is a part of their daily lives and to make science feel less intimidating as a discipline. And I've tried to do this by making content that is enjoyable, but also familiar by taking a deeper look at the ways that science is integrated into people's daily lives. This may be living next to a researcher that works at MSU, owning a pet and observing its behavior, or watching TV shows and playing video games that have science fiction elements. I've now worked with several different groups, and what I found is that all of these communities are open to and excited to have a chance to engage with science content in new ways. And interacting with them has also kept science fresh and exciting for me by being able to present it in new forms and to hear different perspectives from all of these communities. I believe that this work also has the potential to humanize scientists and bridge that perceived gap between scientists and the general public. I look forward to continuing my science outreach and communication work with these communities and possibly others in the future. In April, I'll be hosting an event with the Woven Art Yarn Shop as part of the MSU Science Festival. And in May, I'll be presenting at my first pop culture convention out of Michigan, which is Anime Central in Chicago, and that is the largest pop culture convention in the Midwest. In closing, I would like to acknowledge and thank a few people, Dr. Louise Mead, who encouraged me to apply for this award, my PhD advisor, Jason Gallant, who's always supported me in exploring my interests outside of my dissertation research, and the University Office of Outreach and Engagement for making all of this possible. Thank you.
For everyone's reference, descriptions of today's award recipients, graduate students in these community engagement activities are included, of course, in that awards ceremony program and also on the University Outreach and Engagement's website. In closing, could we just please give one more round of applause to these outstanding graduate students? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again, Pero. Inspiring group, emerging scholars and professionals, and I look forward to what we hear from them in the future. We now continue the program by recognizing recipients of MSU's Distinguished Partnership Awards. These awards acknowledge highly engaged and scholarly community-based research, creative activity, teaching, and service collaborations, both in the United States and abroad, which positively impact both communities and scholarship. Recipients are selected annually as the best in each of these categories from among all nominees for the Michigan State University Community Engagement Scholarship Award, for which they are also named as finalists. I'd now like to introduce Rebecca DeVoe, Vice President for Government Relations, to the stage, perhaps with her assistant, to present the first of our Distinguished Partnership Awards.
Thank you, Kwesi. No, Despicable Me is on, sorry. We can't. So I'm gonna go a little off script, and I'm sorry, Kwesi, because he's been very prescriptive for this event. I just wanna recognize Dr. Brookins as someone that right now is someone who's outwardly facing for the university and working on external relations. Dr. Brookins and his staff are just tremendous partners and really a reason that I'm happy to come to the Michigan State University. So if everyone can indulge me and really just thanking a great partner, not just for Michigan State University, but really portraying the university throughout the state and bringing us all together. So thank you, Casey. So thank you again. The Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Service recognizes a university community partnership for significant, contextually responsive, scholarly, and impactful collaboration in the utilization of scholarly expertise to address specific issues, ad hoc or long-term, identified by individuals, organizations, agencies, industries, or communities. Community engaged service may include, but is not limited to, such activities as technical assistance, consulting, policy analysis, expert testimony, legal or other professional practice-based advice, diagnostic and clinical services, human and animal patient care, service on advisory boards, and disciplinary related service to community organizations. For this effort, or for its effort to empower local conservation efforts, I am delighted to present the 2025 Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Service to Empowering Local Communities in Natural Resources Conservation Efforts through the Michigan Conservation Stewards Program. Whew. That was a lot of prepositional phrases. We were just doing a worksheet on prepositional phrases. Okay, accepting the awards are Bindu Bakhtu, Julie Crick, and Georgia Peterson from MSU Extension with their partners, if you all want to start walking up, the City of Ann Arbor, Natural Area Preservation, Huron-Clinton Metro Park Authority, I'm going to go through this quick, Huron River Watershed Council, Legacy Land Conservancy, Michigan Nature Association, River Region Watershed Council, Southeast Michigan Land Conservancy, the Stewardship Network, Huron Area or Arbor Cluster, Washtenaw Conservation District, Washtenaw County Parks and Rec Commission. We give awards out to all of Washtenaw County, or is this a, did you pick me for the University of Michigan stuff? Oh, thanks. The Washtenaw County Parks and Rec Commission, Washtenaw County Water Resources, University of Michigan Mathi Botanical Gardens, U of M School of Environment and Sustainability. Taking our picture.
Thank you so much to MSU Outreach and Engagement for this really great honor to be here today. My name is Bindu Bhakta. I'm a natural resources educator for MSU Extension, and I'm based in Oakland County. On behalf of my colleague Georgia, Julie, who couldn't be here today, our administration from our Community Food and Environment Institute, Dave and Josh, who support us in this work that we do every day, as well as our team members who are not here today. Back in late 2005, on my first day on the job as an MSU Extension educator, I was voluntold, I learned that in Extension, that word voluntold, that I would be helping to implement a pilot program, the Michigan Conservation Stewards Program in Oakland County. And I'll have to say that that's been one of my best days in my entire life, because that led me here today. For those of you who are not familiar with the program, the Michigan Conservation Stewards Program is a primer on content that gives students broader understanding of and foundations of conservation in Michigan. It introduces them to community partners and experts in their area and empowers them to get involved and get engaged. The program generates deeply involved volunteers with a great depth of knowledge, which enable them to participate in a more meaningful way besides just picking up trash and bagging invasives. They use their knowledge to make better decisions on the volunteer environmental boards that they serve on. They help monitor our ecosystems. Those are just a couple of examples. The program immerses, or should I say submerges, participants on a fast-paced learning journey that is a combination of online learning, in-class, and field experiences out in nature. Meeting experts and community partners, making connections with peers, figuring out what their conservation stewardship interests are, and getting them into action. Starting before day one of the program, we put a trail of jet fuel ahead of our students and light a match in front of them. And in 10 weeks of time, we get them engaged and really making connections to the outdoor world. We have programs rolling this fall, so we have a couple of programs that we're planning for right now. So if you're looking for some thrills out in nature, just let us know. MSU Extension brings university research and resources to the people of Michigan and identifies community needs for research. It's a back and forth exchange of knowledge between community partners over time. And through this, sometimes we experience discomfort, and in the end, our relationships are truly based on trust. Maintaining relationships with the community is very hard work, and partnerships really help make the program the success that it is today. In Washtenaw County, we are all peer learners together, and something that we all think is important. We're always evolving, and we follow the times and based on the times and need. So while MSU Extension administers and supports the planning of the implementation of this program in communities, local partners drive how the program comes to life in the locations where it is offered. This is perfectly illustrated in Washtenaw County, where we've delivered 8 programs with 191 Conservation Stewards alumni. Our community partner, Jason, has been a constant force. Each year, there are typically 10 local organizations in Washtenaw that participate in the planning, that laundry list of partners that was just read. Some entities remain stable from one year to the next, while some change in and out depending on capacity and need. Remarkably, each year, partners step up to lead where needed, regardless of how many changes have happened in between program planning cycles. Since we began working together, Jason has trusted MSU Extension. He's followed alongside us with great patience, dragging our partners along with us at times, and has recruited local collaborators to continue this dynamic partnership. Jason has also served as an ambassador for our program, and has generously given his time to consult with interested partners away from Washtenaw County to get programs started and restarted when they have stalled. There are times when I didn't think we were gonna be able to figure things out, but Jason never fired MSU Extension. I would now like to invite Jason Frenzel, our esteemed community partner from the Huron River Watershed Council, to share a bit about the history and also share some participant testimonials.
Thank you, Bindu. My name is Jason Frenzel. I work for the Huron River Watershed Council out of Ann Arbor, Michigan. I grew up in Ann Arbor, I live in Ann Arbor, and I'm proud to be a Michigan State alum. This program is meaningful and rich to me because when I went through the natural resources program here, I had dozens of courses that were offered to me where I could learn about ecology and learn about plants. This course does that in 10 weeks for the general public, which is amazing. When we first brought it to Washtenaw County in 2009, 2010, I partnered with Bob Bracault, the extension agent there many, many years ago. Unfortunately, the organization went through a pretty traumatic reorganization, and we lost the program for a number of years. It was through the wisdom of Bindu and one of my friends, Sean Severance, who works for Washtenaw County Parks, to reimagine how the deployment works in this collaborative mindset, which is very well established in our community. Bindu really spent the time, the extension staff spent the time to allow us to build trust and faith in each other so that we could collaborate, so we could go through those hurdles that she had mentioned. 191 students. We've heard dozens and dozens of amazing success stories over the last 10 years. I'll just give you three. A very amazing science teacher in our community, high school science teacher. He does just great, great work. He went through the course recently, happened to get linked up with somebody from the National Wild Turkey Foundation, and he received their National Award for Science Educator because the program put them in the right room at the right time. A dear, dear friend of mine, Doug, who now works at the Washtenaw Conservation District, he was in a midlife crisis trying to figure out where to go, transitioning out of a career, and this course allowed him to see where he wanted to go. And now he absolutely adores his new career. And lastly, a dear, dear friend of ours, Katie Carlisle, went through the course many years ago and said the richness of connection and peer learning that happened helped her to blossom her career. She's now the director of natural resources for the Huron Metro Parks, the Metro Parks around the Detroit area. So catapulting not just individuals into their own interests, but into careers also. So thank you, Bindu, for all of your time.
Okay, if we can just please join me in congratulating this truly outstanding partnership. It is now my pleasure to invite Dr. Jabbar Bennett, Vice President and Chief Diversity Officer, to introduce our next award.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Rebecca. The Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Teaching recognizes a university community partnership for significant, contextually responsive, scholarly, and impactful informal collaboration in sharing knowledge with learners through formal or informal arrangements where credit bearing, non-credit, guided by a teacher, or self-directed. Such work may take many forms, including occupational instruction, licensure programs, conferences, seminars, non-credit classes, and workshops, pre-college and youth educational programs, lifelong learning and enrichment programs for the public, media interviews or translational writing for general public audiences, producing materials to enhance public understanding, and curating managed learning environments such as museums, libraries, and gardens. And that's a lot. Yes. For its collaborative efforts to amplify youth voices in curriculum and teaching, I am extremely pleased to present the 2025 Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Teaching to the Youth Voices Project. Accepting the award are Joanne Marciano and Beth Herbal Eisenman from the College of Education with their partner, Edgewood Village Housing Nonprofit. Please come forward.
We often start our weekly sessions of the Youth Voices Project by eating dinner together and sharing rants and raves. It's a chance for each of us to share something not so great that's happened since the last time we met, a rant, and something we're excited about, a rave. Most weeks, several of the youth will look around the table and say their rave, or what they're excited about, is, quote, being here with all of you. Tonight, as I look out across this room, that's my rave, being here with all of you. With our colleagues in the Office of Outreach and Engagement who have generously chosen to honor our work, with our research team who works tirelessly to collaboratively design, facilitate, and reflect about our weekly sessions, with our families and friends who support and sustain us in so many ways, with our community partner, Sarah Cardinal, without whom this work would not be possible, and with the youth who continue to teach us, to challenge us, to engage in research alongside us, to bring us joy, and to give us hope. Hope during challenging times, times when we sought to make sense of the COVID-19 pandemic, of racial violence, of educational and social inequities, of opportunities for change, creating opportunities to listen to the voices of the youth. For more than 6 years, we've listened and we've learned and we've grown to understand that even when our ideals of justice and equity are challenged, especially when those ideals are challenged, we have a responsibility to listen to the voices of the youth. So I invite you to do just that. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Josie Rook, who has volunteered to represent the youth in the audience and those who are not able to join us here tonight.
Hello, I'm Jocelyn Rook, and I'm in 8th grade. I want to start by acknowledging my peers who are with me, Dennis, Marcus, Randy, and Zyler. I started participating in Youth Voices in 6th grade. It has been a great honor to participate in this project where we do research on our community and what we really want for our future. And we get to have fun doing it. I get to see my best friends, and just being there makes me really happy. This is a place where I feel most valued. In Youth Voices, I feel like I can be myself. We also get to play games even as we do research. For example, this week we played a game called Four Corners where we answered questions based on our interests and then ran to that corner. It was fun to see how people answered, including my friends who chose different answers than what I actually expected. This was research because we gathered data by learning what everyone liked. It was also fun to have collaborations and celebrations in our community where our families and school staff came and see our progress at Youth Voices. I feel very happy knowing that any Thursday when we meet for Youth Voices, I get to have something to look forward to. I still have a lot of years left to go in Youth Voices. I'm so excited and hopeful for the changes we'll make in our community and that they will see based on our work together.
Good evening. I am Sarah Cardinal. I am the youth director at Edgewood Village Housing Nonprofit. We are one of the community partners and host sites for this project. It's my work to provide programs for school-age students that support and encourage and provide access to our young people as they grow into themselves. Even though Youth Voices and Edgewood have been partnered for several years now, this is only my second year working with the team, having hired on at Edgewood in the fall of 2023. I can recall my first meeting with Joanne. She came prepared with what I'd like to call a doctoral defense light. She wanted to know that I knew that what they were doing was so important. She had printed out publications, she brought books, she had anecdotal evidence. She really wanted to make sure that we were going to be partnered going forward, that something wasn't going to fall out, that they weren't going to lose this opportunity. The thing I don't think she was expecting was that I was going to respond to this meeting by inviting Youth Voices, which had previously been sharing time and resources with another student initiative, into full independence. Yes, and let's do more. It offered them a lot of flexibility. It offered them a lot of responsibility. And I am grateful for the yes that that team said together. As a direct result of their risk-taking and hard work, we have seen Youth Voices go through an astonishing growth spurt. Thursday nights at our center are now noisy and joyful as the students come together to eat and play and work. From my perspective, the greatest gift of this program is watching our students learn to collaborate and build community. Young people who've been hesitant to plug into other programs at Edgewood have found a place here. Students across grades, schools, and interests have become invested in one another. A certain kind of pride and excitement exists for them around their group identity that is wholly unique to this program. There's no way to separate conversations of economic and racial disparity from the research work that is happening through Youth Voices, but I want to say loudly and emphatically that that is the least interesting thing about our students. They are brilliant, resourceful, talented, kind, funny, driven human beings who deserve every opportunity in life. I can't wait to see how they will use their skills and knowledge that they have gained from this work. And I'm grateful to the support of the community of MSU and for the entire Youth Voices team for the ways that they have invested in us.
Woo, that's hard to follow. The final sort of thing that we wanted to point out about the importance of this partnership is really the longitudinal, multi-generational, and interdisciplinary nature of the work. So you already met Josie and some of the youth who attend every week. We also have, and Sarah, we also have 6 other really important collaborators. And I don't know if you want to raise your hand or step forward when I introduce you. But first of all, we have Adriana and Ismail, who started out as participants in the project, then became Spartans and were undergraduate research assistants. And Adriana has continued to volunteer as a post-secondary or postgraduate of MSU. Did you raise your hands? Thank you. So we also have 4 amazing PhD students from curriculum and instruction and the program in math education who bring expertise in science, math, and English education. Katie, Sabrina, Faith, and Ashan. So they've all been really important, the whole team, in co-designing, working together, facilitating sessions, and the research component of data collection, analysis, and dissemination. Having this multidisciplinary, intergenerational team not only ensures really excellent work because of the multiple perspectives that are brought to the things that we do, but it also will help in the future create possibilities for other kinds of outreach, education, and activism in communities. So the last thing I just want to do is thank our team. It's a joy to work with them every single week, every day actually, and the MSU Outreach and Engagement for recognizing this partnership with this award. Thank you.
Okay, Dane, do we do it up here or do we come down there? Half and half. Let's do that. But at least give me one. There you go. Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Great. Yep, perfect. Thank you.
Round of applause again, please. Thank you. We're gonna do that.
All right, one more hand for this group. Thank you so much. And now I'd like to welcome Charles Heisman, Associate Vice President for Innovation and Economic Development, to introduce our next award.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having me here. I'm Charles Hausman. I'm part of the, it's not obvious from my title, I'm part of the Office of Research and Innovation, and it's a privilege to come up here and be part of awarding a group that has been doing community engaged research. I'm going off script like Rebecca did, she showed me the way. Community engaged research is obviously, at least to me now, so much more difficult than it is to just work in your lab or work in your own community. So it's a special privilege for our office to see so much of this work go on at MSU, and I'm proud to give this award to our recipient tonight. So the Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Research recognizes a university community partnership for significant, contextually responsive, scholarly, and impactful collaboration in inquiry and the discovery of new knowledge and the development of new insights. This may be accomplished through community-based participatory research, participatory action research, applied research, contractual research funded by a government agency, a non-governmental organization, or businesses. It could be demonstration projects, assets and needs assessments, program evaluations, and other forms of collaborative participatory inquiry. That was a mouthful. In recognition of its work in monitoring early warnings of communicable disease outbreaks in Detroit, I'm honored to present the 2025 Distinguished Partnership Award for Community Engaged Research to the group that executed a project, an industry government partnership that monitors and predicts outbreaks in the Tri-County Detroit area. Accepting the award tonight is Irene Zagoraraki, I had to say that twice, sorry, with her partners CDM Smith, Detroit Health Department, Detroit Water and Sewage Department, Great Lakes Water Authority, Macomb County Health Division, and the Oakland County Health Division. Congratulations and welcome to the stage.
Thank you very much. This is such a great honor. This award belongs to a team of amazing collaborators from the industry, the local government, and academia. I would like to thank each and every one of them, including all MSU students and administrators that contributed to this project. The journey to this award has been very rewarding. It has been full of amazing discoveries and great friendships. Our work is directly applicable to the protection of public health in the Detroit metro area and across the nation. We all know out of experience, unfortunately, and out of historical knowledge how devastating communicable disease outbreaks can be. Being able to make contributions towards preparedness that may save lives has been very fulfilling for us. Our goal, the goal of the project is bifold. First, to identify emerging and novel communicable disease in urban communities before they become an outbreak. And second, after a disease has been already circulating in the community, to predict and forecast its temporal and spatial variations and trends. This project started in 2017 with the National Science Foundation EAGER grant. EAGER stands for Early Concept Grant for Exploratory Research. That was before the pandemic. The idea was to develop a surveillance system for identification and forecasting of outbreaks in urban areas that includes community composite sampling, molecular microbiology and bioinformatics, and mathematical and predictive modeling in synergy with classic clinical data surveillance. In 2017, upon as soon as we received the NSF grant, my students and I started working with the city of Detroit that allowed us, allowed our MSU team to collect samples from the Great Lakes Water Authority Water Resource Reclamation Facility. We published several articles that established and explained the methodology, and we presented the outcomes of our surveillance effort, which focused on multiple viral diseases, including hepatitis and others, in several conferences. Soon after, the COVID-19 pandemic started, and I received an email from Anna. Anna was with CDM Smith at the time. In the meantime, John has seen one of the presentations at the conference. So John and Anna and I, we had a call and we're like, we gotta do something here. We felt responsible for doing something. So in record time, the Great Lakes Water Authority and CDM Smith, Andy is with CDM Smith now, so both the Great Lakes Water Authority and CDM Smith funded, provided funding to expand our project to surveillance of SARS. Our team published one of the first wastewater-based epidemiology studies in the United States, and we received an award from the American Society for Civil Engineers for this work. Soon after, we reached out to our local health departments in the city of Detroit, in Wayne County, Macomb County, and Oakland counties. Russ, it was the medical director in Oakland County before he retired, and Mike is now with Oakland County. And it was then that the team felt complete. We had partners from academia, the local government, industry, engineers, educators, students, medical doctors, epidemiologists, so we can really think about all aspects of the project. In summer of 2020, the state of Michigan department, the Eagle department, they found out about our work and they funded us to expand. In 2021, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services became in charge of the project, and we have been funded by them ever since. Currently, we are going strong, and with funding from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and from the Great Lakes Water Authority. Since 2017, our project has received over $9 million. We have been reporting weekly on multiple communicable diseases to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and CDC. We have published 23 scientific papers, made multiple presentations in various venues, trained MSU graduate students that have all of them have received outstanding graduate student awards. And most importantly, we maintained our bi-weekly meetings with all partners. This award and recognition of our partnership is a milestone, and it'll give us another boost to keep going. I'm very excited about the future of this team, and on behalf of my partners, I would like to thank MSU for this recognition. Thank you so much. You guys want to add anything?
You guys have heard a lot about how her research is impacting how we respond to diseases. I'm the director of research at the Great Lakes Water Authority. We're constantly, we don't have a very wealthy base, so why are you spending money here? Why are you spending money there? Over the past 6.5 years, we funded almost $10 million worth of research at 17 institutions of higher education throughout the United States and Canada. And I am always being questioned, what's going on? So we look at these, we look at the projects, and Professor Zagoracky, her research output is more than three times the second best research effort that we've had of any of the programs that we funded. So she's not just doing cool research that's important for how we respond to diseases. Her model for a team and the collaborative aspects has been instrumental for guiding how we do research, as well as many of you already kind of get, I talk to everybody, I like this, guiding to others. Here's how you should do this. This is what Irene is doing. She's my frickin' hero. I will fight for her sometimes, and I need to sometimes apologize to people because of that. She is awesome. She deserves this. I really treasure this relationship, what we got going. Thank you.
Awesome.
So congratulations again to that team. Great story. I loved hearing that. And I think my job is to introduce the man who's been talking to you all night, so back to the stage, Kwesi.
Thank you, Charles, and forgive me for the informality, but for our next award, Charles is part of what you will hear. 2025 marks only the third year for our next award. To make the presentation, I am pleased to introduce Marilyn J. Amy, Assistant Provost for Faculty and Academic Staff Development.
Thank you, Dr. Brookins. The Institutional Champion Award for Community Engagement Scholarship is conferred in recognition of exemplary efforts by a university leader, faculty member, faculty team, or initiative to systematically encourage, nurture, and support scholarly community engagement by faculty, staff, and students. Recipients honored with this distinction have had a significant positive impact on the ability of others to engage with communities beyond campus, and in doing so have advanced the institutionalization of community-engaged scholarship and university outreach at Michigan State University. This award is jointly sponsored by the offices of the Vice Provost for University Outreach and Engagement and the Assistant Provost for Faculty and Academic Staff Development. Today, we recognize the many achievements of the Charles Stewart Mott Department of Public Health in the College of Human Medicine with the Flint Community Partnership for their continuous and collective contributions to community engagement at MSU. I am so pleased to honor them with the Institutional Champion Award for Community Engagement Scholarship. Please join me in welcoming Jennifer Johnson and other representatives of CS Mott Department of Public Health and the Flint community to the podium.
There are a lot of us, so I'll start talking while folks gather. So the College of Human Medicine's Charles Stewart Mott Department of Public Health is the first academic department in the world to be co-developed and co-governed in partnership with those it seeks to serve, which is the Flint community. I'm Jennifer Johnson, the department's inaugural chair and now a Flint resident, and I am being joined on stage by our dean, our funder, some faculty, some staff, a student who may or may not be coming up here, and many of our community partners. So, and it's fitting that there's so many people who are up here because the department began in a very different way from typical academic departments. In fact, the idea to create a medical school department based in Flint, much of the funding to development and the departmental priorities actually came from the Flint community. In 2011, the Flint community, including Flint area hospitals and the Flint-based Charles Stewart Mott Foundation, approached MSU's College of Human Medicine, proposing the creation of an academic division of public health in Flint to improve health and as an economic driver for the city. MSU agreed. With a 2012 grant from the Mott Foundation, MSU took an unprecedented approach, co-designing the new division's entire infrastructure with the Flint community. That was our now Dean, Aaron Souza's idea, which was a fantastic idea. Let me tell you what that looked like. So the college formed a committee between people in the college and Flint community members to help set priorities and frame the new department. Together, the university and the city conducted more than 2,000 surveys and more than 100 interviews with leaders and others in Flint about pressing public health issues. The answers included behavioral health, so mental health and substance use, healthy behaviors, and chronic disease, with an emphasis on social determinants and disparities. Flint community members were also very clear that they were tired of research on what was wrong, and they wanted to partner with researchers in finding solutions. So these became the topic areas of our new division. Half of the members of our faculty and chair search committees from the very beginning and still continue to be Flint community members, helping to ensure that our hires address community priorities and have strong community engagement skills. In 2022, further support from the Mott Foundation enabled the development of the division into the Charles Stewart Mott Department of Public Health, to my knowledge, MSU's first philanthropically named department. The department has an elected community member, Bishop Bernadette Jefferson, on our executive committee. You can wave. Elected community members also serve on other decision-making committees in the department as partners in departmental governance. So not only are our projects co-led with the community, but the infrastructure of the entire department is co-led with the community. And this approach is different because, projects and partnerships can fall apart when researchers or projects leave or change. But by creating the partnership with the department itself, with the institution, we ensure that these relationships continue. So why is this approach useful? I'm used to telling people that we're the first academic department to be co-created with the community, and occasionally I get so why does that matter? Well, it increases the impact of our work. We can work together as a county of 400,000 rather than a faculty of 20 or 30, and we can leverage the skills that community members bring to the table, including in community organizing. I don't know if you know, but Flint was one of the birthplaces of community-based participatory research, and our Flint community partners, including several on this stage, helped create the original field of community-engaged research. They established the Community-Based Public Health Caucus of the American Public Health Association and elected the first community member to be president of the American Public Health Association in its 150-year history. Yeah. Department co-leadership also allows us to hire exceptional faculty because the department is unique. And the relationships and mission of the department create an energy and enthusiasm that's infectious. And traditional thinking might say that co-leadership of a department with a community could slow down academic progress. But our Flint co-governance model has achieved remarkable success, both academically and in real-world impact, securing nearly $200 million in external funding over the past 10 years to address community-identified health priorities and providing an example of what's possible with this new model. And in closing, I would like to acknowledge and thank Dean Aaron Souza, who was pivotal in conceptualizing and realizing our department in Flint and who continues to be our champion. Many of us see the creation and success of this department to be a highlight, if not the highlight, of our careers. I would like to acknowledge and thank Neil Haggerty from the Mott Foundation. Wave, please, wherever you are. Okay, thank you. The foundation helped bring the idea for the department to the university and has funded many of our faculty hires, supporting needed infrastructure, and continues to support us. The department has an endowment, an ongoing endowment, thanks to the Mott Foundation. I would also like to thank Kent Key, our Associate Chair for Community Co-Governance. Please wave. Who's organized our departmental co-governance conversations, and most of all, I would like to thank our Flint community partners, many of whom are on the stage and others of whom came to celebrate with us in the audience, including our elected Community Co-Governance Council, elected by the community, not by the university, to partner with us, who includes our Tina Carter, Kay Dorr, Luther and Marjorie Evans, Lottie Ferguson, Ella Green Moten, Eileen Hayes, Bernadette Jefferson, Athena McKay, Geraldine Redmond, and Kristen Centers-Young. We love, appreciate, and admire you and look forward to working with you for decades to come. Thank you. Okay, I have to stand here.
Okay. So please, let's join me again with an award, this prestigious 2025 Institutional Champion Award for Community Engagement Scholarship to the CS Mott Department of Public Health and the Flint community.
I'm told we're going to try to fit the picture in now.
Okay.
I'm gonna with my partners, though. I have to be with my partners. Okay, all right. Come on. Actually, I'm here for this. There you go. All right. Thank you. Thanks for coming. I know. Well, congratulations. It's all of our awards. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I know. And the new building. Yeah, thank you. Did Ms. Parks get done?
Did you already call somebody? Or?
Well, I emailed and I didn't get a response.
Yeah, we'll definitely get whether mostly around the next week and then Kevin's
That's right. Wow. I love people. The culminating presentation of our ceremony is a very special one. Michigan State University Community Engagement Scholarship Lifetime Achievement Award is conferred upon individuals in recognition of outstanding and sustained accomplishment in community engaged scholarship through research, creative activity, teaching, and/or service over the span of a career. Given the special nature of this distinction, it is not intended to be an annual award, but conferred only on those occasions in which the extraordinary accomplishments of an engaged scholar so warranted. Today is such an occasion, and those accomplishments belong to Lorraine Robbins from the College of Nursing. We have asked representative academic and community partners of Lorraine to say a few words about her accomplishments and career as an engaged scholar. Please join me in welcoming Aisha Hilliard from the College of Nursing and Taylor Chapman, principal of Carmen Ainsworth Middle School in Flint.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Aisha Hilliard, and I am the project manager for Dr. Lorraine Robbins' current clinical research study. Dr. Robbins is an internationally recognized researcher who has collaborated with many to improve the health and well-being of underrepresented adolescents throughout Michigan. She has been published in over 90 peer-reviewed publications and has presented this work at professional conferences in the United States, Colombia, Mexico, and China. Last but certainly not least, she has also been induced into the prestigious American Academy of Nursing. And I've had the pleasure of working with her since the summer of 2022 when we were just getting the GOAL project off of the ground operationally. The GOAL project, which stands for Guys, Girls Opt for Activities for Life, is a federally funded research project through the National Institutes of Health that promotes healthy eating and physical activity to adolescents. Over the last 3 years, we have worked with 14 schools throughout the state of Michigan to recruit and enroll over 900 parent-student dyads to participate in our randomized controlled trial. While the intervention students engage in a 2-hour after-school program twice per week for 13 weeks, intervention parents engage weekly for 16 weeks in a private website that promotes education and resources regarding healthy eating and physical activity, not just for themselves, but for their adolescents as well. The after-school program is comprised of a 1-hour lesson for healthy eating and cooking, as well as 1 hour of physical activity instruction, which contains many games and sports to get the kids up and moving and get them competitive and interactive with one another. Students in our after-school program are gaining relevant knowledge along with hands-on, real-world experiences that help them mobilize healthy eating and physical activity in their lives as adolescents, that also allows them to carry those healthy lifestyle habits throughout their adulthood. In fact, one of our teachers working in our program at the Waverly Middle School in Lansing exclaimed, "I enjoyed the program, and I feel that the life skills that the students learned are so valuable. Best of luck with this program in the future. I would highly recommend it." We invited several of our community partners to join us and speak on how this program has affected their communities, but most of them were unfortunately unable to attend tonight's event. So we gathered a few of their words to share with you on their behalf. The program champion at Springfield Middle School in Battle Creek responded by saying, "Thank you so much for the kind invitation. I wish I could attend, but I will be at a conference in Detroit. My students, however, love the program and are learning so much. I have seen so many of them blossom just by taking the lead in cooking instructions and trying new things." The program champions at Frost Middle School in Livonia said, "Thank you so much for coming to Frost. It's been such a pleasure with working with you and your team. These schools and students have been so lucky to have your team. The GOAL Project is such a great program, and we are happy to have had the chance to be a part of it." We also wanted to bring a few words from our participants, so here are what just a few parents had to say. "My child started drinking a lot more water and is staying away from sugary drinks. He's taking very small steps to get a lot healthier much quicker. Another parent said, "My kiddo is interested in eating apples after the lesson this week, as long as they get to cut them up themselves." They've never eaten any apples before, but as long as they're operating the knife, they're eating them every day. And considering the popularity of Doritos and Takis, I'm sure many of the parents in the audience can agree and identify. While many parents adore the cooking aspect of the program, many others have emphasized their appreciation of the physical activities. In fact, one of our early parents stated, "My kid loves the after-school program, especially because they get the opportunity to get extra time in the gym." One of our more recent parents said, "My kid loves the after-school program," and I read the same quote. And one of our recent parents shared that their child enjoys walking home after school for fresh air and exercise. This program has motivated him to get up, get out, and get moving. Now, with this final testimonial, I would also like to add that Dr. Lorraine Robbins' scholarship-based community outreach and engagement designed to improve communities and community life has absolutely made a difference in the communities that we have had the honor of working with. And so here is what the parent had to say. "I am super excited for my daughter to participate in this program. I actually asked my daughter's doctor about 5 years ago about a program just like GOAL. And the only similar program was on the east side of Detroit, which was far too far for us to travel. So thank you so much for making this program accessible to kids like mine. It's already making a significant difference in my daughter's food choices and her physical activities." So considering that incredible testimonial and the many others that we have received, I would like to wholeheartedly celebrate our principal investigator, Dr. Lorraine Robbins. Congratulations, this honor is so very well received. And with that, I would also like to invite an incredible community partner who was able to make it to tonight's event, Principal Taylor Chapman, who is the principal of Carmen Ainsworth Middle School in Flint, Michigan. The GOAL Project partnered with Carmen Ainsworth in the 2023 and 2024 academic year and successfully enrolled 90 parent and student dyads, which is over 180 students and parents, or 180 people to participate in our program. Principal Chapman also served as our program champion who attended most after-school sessions, taught our students many hands-on skills, and assisted in the goal study in completing their goal. Pun intended. Now, please join me in welcoming Principal Chapman to speak on behalf of his students and community as a whole as it relates to the GOAL Project. Principal Taylor Chapman.
Thank you. I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I'm not going to be nearly as eloquent as everybody else was tonight. They failed to tell me that I actually needed a real, scripted out speech here. But what I can say is, I just want to extend a sincere gratitude to Michigan State University for allowing Lorraine and her crew to do what they do. Aisha, Sheldon, Logan, everybody that came out to the school, just an amazing job that they do with kids, teaching them, all those health and wellness type things. And it was actually Sheldon, whose daughter went to the school, brought it to my attention, came to me, wanted to have a meeting. We met on it, and being someone who health and fitness is an integral part of who I am and what I do, it was a no-brainer getting involved in it. And to be honest, I've been an educator working in public schools this is my 22nd year, and I can say it's entirely been with at-risk populations. I'm currently with Carmen Ainsworth, which is an urban school as well. All my work has been in the urban community. And what I can say is we don't have enough of these programs. We need more programs like this that are going to expose kids to things that they need to be exposed to other than what I see flowing through cafeterias, flowing through breakfasts and lunches, and what kids are eating on the daily is not acceptable, in my eyes. So, with that being said, Aisha, I think said most of what needed to be said. I thank and I appreciate everything that Michigan State, everything that Lorraine and her group has done for Carmen Ainsworth Middle School and the Carmen Ainsworth community. And my kids are giving that back to their families, when they go home at night. Thank you.
Somebody stole my script.
Oh, it might have been me. It might have been me.
Nice. Borrowed it. Sorry, I didn't mean to steal it. Yeah, so in recognition of an exemplary career of outstanding accomplishments and impacts on both scholarship and the public good, I am pleased to present the Michigan State University Community Engagement Scholarship Lifetime Achievement Award to Professor Lorraine Robbins.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for the wonderful introductions. I have to say that I'm really deeply humbled and honored to accept this prestigious Community Engagement Scholarship Lifetime Achievement Award. For over 2 decades, my research is focused on promoting the health of young adolescents in urban schools in Michigan. As the principal investigator, I've successfully completed 2 NIH-funded physical activity intervention studies. I received a small grant of over $400,000 for the first study that was then followed by a much larger grant of about $3.7 million for the second study. So it was a giant leap, but we did survive. These 2 previously conducted studies involved over 1,500 5th to 8th grade girls. I focused only on this group because girls of this age have consistently attained lower levels of moderate to vigorous physical activity than their male counterparts. Both studies were designed to reduce this health disparity by involving girls in physical activities and sharing strategies to help them attain adequate physical activity. I was then awarded another NIH grant of over $3.8 million to conduct my current study, which focuses on promoting not only physical activity, but also healthy eating among girls and boys in 5th through 8th grade. The intervention also includes parents who attend 3 informational and motivational meetings and use a novel interactive website to acquire support for promoting positive behavioral changes in their adolescents. The adolescents participate in an after-school physical activity and healthy eating and cooking club offered 2 days a week for 13 weeks. This current large-scale grant includes a total of 14 schools in Michigan, 4 to 5 per year in the intervention over a 3-year period, and currently we're in our final intervention year. This recognition today is not just a reflection of my work, but a testament to the collaborative spirit of MSU, the University of Michigan, MSU College of Nursing, and our outstanding schools and communities in Michigan. I have always believed that the true essence of any community lies in its people, their kindness, resilience, encouragement, and support, as well as their unwavering commitment to help each other. These impressive qualities displayed by many throughout my studies have really motivated me to continue my work and to try to give back and make a positive impact in whatever way I can on the lives of others, especially the young adolescents. This award is really a celebration of all of the individuals who have come together to build better, stronger, more inclusive, and healthier communities. I am particularly grateful to my research team members, particularly my longtime co-investigators, Drs. Ji-Ying Ling, Karen Pfeiffer, and Jean Curver. They are all here at MSU. I also deeply appreciate the high-quality work of project manager Aisha Hilliard, that you just heard from, measurement coordinator Logan Hobbs, intervention coordinator Sheldon Donald, and data manager and PhD in nursing student candidate Hassan Varpey. I am also grateful to the many, and there were many, undergraduate, as you could imagine, many undergraduate and graduate students who assisted with the studies. The tireless efforts of all of these individuals are a reminder that when we work hard together, support one another, and extend opportunities to those in need, we can achieve remarkable outcomes. I would also like to take this moment to thank a few other key people who have been instrumental in this long and at times, as you can imagine, challenging journey. To my family, including my daughter, Brittany Robbins-Pienta, who is here representing everyone, without your and the family's patience and tolerance for my many hours working, this award would have never been possible. To the College of Nursing Dean Lee Small, Associate Dean for Research Susan Buchholz, and my friends like former College of Nursing professor and 2017 award recipient Dr. Millie Horodinsky, your encouragement has always been a great source of strength. I am also thankful for the administrators like Principal Taylor Chapman and the staff in the more than 30 Michigan schools for their interest in participating in these studies. I'm really inspired by their dedication, commitment, and hard work to help their students achieve and have success or have access to opportunities like the physical activity and nutrition programs that my team and I have conducted over the years. And to the members of this outstanding university community, thank you for believing in me and allowing me to be recognized at this truly special event. As I accept this award, I'm reminded of the words of Margaret Mead, who once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." Let us continue to be that group of thoughtful, committed citizens. Let us continue to create a community where everyone feels valued, included, and treated equally. Together, let us keep striving for a brighter, more compassionate, and healthier future. Thank you very much for attending today and for this very special honor. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Love it. A couple of things. One, as you have noticed, right, we emphasize the stories, right? The power is in the stories and the impact, and the stories help us help capture the impact. And this work, engagement, community engagement, engaged scholarship, is nothing without impact and nothing without our opportunity to tell the story. So we make a special point to do that in this ceremonial program. Before we depart for the evening, I'd like to thank each of you for attending the 2025 Michigan State University Outreach and Engagement Awards ceremony. Your participation honors our colleagues, their community partners, and our shared efforts to address challenges and improve the quality of life for us all. There are several others I need to thank as well. I would like to thank the many individuals who served on the awards selection committees. I know it was a challenging task at times, so thank you for your time, effort, and attentiveness to all of our nominees, our nominations, and their impactful work. A special thank you to our presenters and the dedicated staff of University Outreach and Engagement who made this ceremony possible. My thanks also go to Janet Jurus and Eric Allen Erica Allen, from Capital Area Interpreting and Consulting Services for providing us with sign language this evening. For photography, for taking pictures throughout the evening, Dane Robeson of Time Frame Photography for taking pictures, as well as Cheney Media Concepts for live streaming this event. Thank you to the Spartan Jazz Quartet and MSU College of Music Student Jazz Ensemble for providing this evening's entertainment, which will continue momentarily. And one final extension of gratitude to the staff here at Kellogg Center. The support that they continuously provide is not unnoticed. One final item before we conclude for the evening. If you were the recipient of an award, please come to the stage for a group photo at the end. Also, as you know, we not only give our academic faculty and engaged scholars awards, but the partners get awards as well. And as you can see, there's a few awards up here, so don't leave them behind because we don't want to take them home. Now, please stick around to enjoy the food, beverages, and music, and we hope to see you next year for the 2026 Outreach and Engagement Award Ceremony. Have a great evening, and go green.
Thank you.
Thank you.